Nation, and what is up, No Horsing family? Welcome back to another episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. As always, I am one of two dudes talking Colts. I am one of your hosts, Stephen Burton, and as always, you guys, we are powered by Wager Wire. Wager Wire is a revolutionary, one-of-a-kind sports betting app that will change the face of sports betting forever. You can get in and out of your future bets. You can bet on games right up to the minute. And then my personal favorite, get out of parlays before they bust. If you're interested in knowing more, make sure you go follow them at WagerWire on Twitter. Check out their Twitter spaces too, by fans, for fans. You know, we're all about that. And then go over to their website, wagerwire.com. Drop in your email, and they'll update you when the app is coming, which is very, very soon. So today's the day we've been kind of waiting for a little bit. Today was way more of an announcement in regards to who was getting second interviews. I was super skeptical that one of the reports that we read was going to be true, that they were going to have 7 to 8. It's looking like that. So obviously they announced today that they were going to interview. Well, they announced yesterday and really kind of officially announced it today that Dan Quinn's coming in on Saturday. My personal favorite, Raheem Morris, is coming in on Friday. Ajiro Aviro will be there tomorrow. And the reason we're doing the video, Jeff Saturday, the interim head coach, interviewed today. Obviously, that's 4. You guys are probably sitting there. Some of the people are like, well, where's the other 3? Feeling pretty confident those other 3 are maybe still in the playoffs. I think Brian Callahan will probably be next week. Maybe Shane Steichen. And then who knows? Maybe Eric Bieniemy. Maybe they do 7. Maybe they do a little less. We'll see. But so they finally announced it. And obviously the news shattered Twitter, shattered Colts Nation, that yet again, Jeff Saturday was going to get another interview, which just kind of blew everybody's mind a little bit, right? Like people were kind of shocked that he was going to be getting another interview. And I mean, I want to express some of this to you guys. Look at this. I'm going to put this up. It's mind blowing a little bit, right? It kind of blows your mind that you're looking at. I mean, look through this, you guys. This is the reaction. Colts owner wants to hire Jeff Saturday as head coach, but not everyone agrees. Colts head coach search. Owner Jim Irsay desires hiring Jeff Saturday. Not all aboard. Report. Colts owner Jim Irsay pushing for one head coach candidate. And here's the crazy thing. Like, this is another thing, right? Like, there's a petition. Don't hire Coach Saturday. Yeah, I'm not ashamed. I signed it. Don't hire Saturday to be the full-time coach. I mean, and it's mind-blowing what this has turned into, you know, to see what people think. And that kind of visceral reaction is crazy. Y'all know I did a video. We did a video on every candidate. I really didn't even talk about Jeff Saturday outside of the fact that I thought he should not be hired in any way, shape, or form. I didn't think he should be one of the 7 finalists. I don't think he's one of the 7 best candidates that they even interviewed. But we've talked about all that. I mean, here's my thing when you're looking at this is that what's happening? You know, it is openly now being discussed, openly reported that Irsay wants Saturday, and there is a heavy influence inside the building that does not. And I feel confident. I mean, I'm not saying I have sources. I don't. But I feel confident that's Chris Ballard. That's probably Ed Dodds. That's a good portion of that front office right there, right? And then I'm going to step out on a limb. I don't think Tony Dungy, who advises him, he didn't like the hire. I think that's one person in his ear. I think Bill Polian probably is in his ear saying it's not a good hire. And man, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say Carly Irsay, his own daughter, who is heavily involved, heavily. When Irsay got in trouble years and years ago, she stepped in as really the face. She's been going to the league meetings for him since, I think, 2014. She has sat in every single one of these preliminary first-round interviews. That got reported by Stephen Holder, and I think Zach Kiefer also said it, and maybe Kevin Bowen said that she's been in all those meetings. Irsay's not been. And I feel confident she's going to say it. So what is happening? And here's the thing. This is the purpose of the video. This is what you guys see. The rise and fall of Jeff Saturday, right? Like, it's crazy that an icon of a Colt. I mean, we've gone over this. Ring of Honor member. You know, he was a consultant here. one-time Super Bowl champ, two Super Bowl appearances, 12 playoff appearances, played with 5 Hall of Famers. We've heard all this, right? Like beloved in Indianapolis. And because of this and what is happening, him he is under attack. And rightfully so a little bit, that we look at this and go, "Man, why on earth is he wanting this job? Why does he deserve this job at this point?" Right? I mean, and we're one of the things I want to point out yet again. I'm going to show another. Hopefully, you guys can hear it. Right? Hopefully, you guys can hear the uh, the video I'm going to play here in just a second, if it'll pop up. Which I don't have it. So it's the video where essentially he was talking in his kind of opening presser, and basically said, "Nobody's guaranteed a good job. Nobody. And at the end of the 8 games, I may be really bad at it. And I say, so long, I am no good at this. Or I may be really good. Who knows?" Bro, man, he was 1-7. He was not good. I don't know how he can look at it any other way. And that's the fall. I think the fall is the lack of the accountability, the push for this, and us knowing as Colts fans, this is not going to end well. Like, it's not going to end well. And you can say what you want. He was an interim coach, right? He was an interim coach put into a bad situation. Colts did have, what was it, 5 Pro Bowlers, maybe 6 last year. There is talent on the team. Okay, Stephen, well, he's an interim coaches. Interim coaches never succeed. For the most part, you're right. Rich Bisaccia last year went 7-5 with Vegas, went to the playoffs. Raheem Morris went 4-7 with the Atlanta Falcons, right? Romeo Crennel took over in Houston when Bill O'Brien got fired and went 4-8. Greg Williams took over for the Cleveland Browns when they fired Hugh Jackson. He went 5-3. Dan Campbell, way back in the day, took over when they fired Joe Philbin in Miami and went 5-7. What do those all have in common? They're not great records for the most part. Those are better records, more wins than Jeff Saturday had as an interim head coach, and none of those got hired. None. In the history since 2013, 2 coaches have been hired who was an interim, and still both of them had either the same amount or more wins than Jeff Saturday. Okay. Doug Marrone got the job at 1-1 for Jacksonville. Okay. Mike Mularkey got the job at 2-7 with Tennessee. Now, he turned around, he went 9-7, 9-7. Okay, I'll give you that one. Okay. There's a precedent here. You suck as an interim, you're not getting the job. You do good as an interim. Most of the time, you're not getting the job. It's just part of it. And I think the best thing that we've heard so far is we come to the conclusion they have interviewed 14 good candidates. They are whittling it down to 7, let's say. And there's no way you can look at me with a straight face and look at the Colts fans with a straight face and tell us that he is the best candidate when you look at these people. Raheem Morris, y'all know he's my favorite. Dark horse, I've loved Ejiro Evero. You guys know that. Dan Quinn went to a Super Bowl as a head coach. He's not my favorite, but he's been to a Super Bowl. Let's say it's Brian Callahan. He has coached in the NFL for 20 years. Okay. 15, somewhere around there. He's coached Peyton Manning, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Derek Carr. His dad is a legendary O-line coach. And on the flip side of going against what Saturday is doing, which is using his friendship with Irsay to get the job, he has never coached with his dad and has openly said he has tried his best to never use his dad's name to get a job. His dad has never been on a staff with him because he didn't want that leg up. It's the opposite of Saturday. You can't tell me that these guys, that Saturday with a straight face is a better candidate. And here's the thing. We've talked about this before, right? And people don't like when I say this, that it's bandwagon fans are going to jump off. Bandwagon fans buy jerseys, merchandise, tickets. They do all those things too, okay? Everybody remember what the last week of the season looked like in Houston and Indy? It was pretty bad. That's what it'll look like next season. When you have your fan base every single time that you tweet out anything, they are doing hashtag Saturday leave. They are telling you over and over and over they don't want him on anything you say. And I've brought this up because this happened today. This started today, and there's 871 signatures on a petition on change.org to not have Jeff Saturday be the head coach. It is bad. It is venomous and it is visceral. And I don't know how, if they decide to do this, I don't know how they sell it to the fan base next year. And it's sad because, like the title of this said, it's the rise and the fall. Jeff Saturday was beloved. You guys heard me on here. I said, hey, maybe he can do well. But here's the thing, he didn't. He didn't. And now you're doing an exhaustive search. And I think the problem with everybody has is they feel like it's being pushed on them that he has to be the coach and that it's going against wisdom of everybody. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's unfair? Do you think the criticism of Saturday, which I think him as a person, if you're criticizing him as a person, is probably too far, but him as a coach, horrible, horrible. Go ahead, have at that one, right? Do you think it's fair? Like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. He's done his interview. We did hear he finished it today, and now we got 6 others coming after him. Let's see what happens. As always, I love you guys. I know Zach loves you guys. Go Colts. We'll be with you guys again when we get a little bit more information about the head coaching search. I'm out.